Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to come off of the, we'll use this line, we'll come off of this plate out to about, oh, I don't know, there or so, make a turn and come straight up. Up, well, 15 inches, I believe it's 15 and a half inches, so that the stock pot can slip inside of a kind of a sleeve and hang on to it, a nice tight fit, and hang on to it while it spins, of course. So, how do you come in with a piece of square stock and make that a nice smooth bend? And I experimented around and played around trying to figure out what to do, and I came up with this. So that kind of, can you see it? Well, probably. Yeah, you can see it. So I made that nice bend. The stock pot will fit down inside here with no problem. And then at the same time, the ring that's going to hold the stock pot will sit, I'll cut a groove in, like a half circle in this, and this ring will slip in about halfway into that, so that the only thing that's actually going to be touching the stock pot will be the inside of this ring. So, and how did I get that, you ask? Well, let's go over and have a look. And so because of another job that I can't talk about because it's kind of on the secret QT, I was able to go out and buy myself a metal cutting chop saw. And when I bought it, I had, buyer's remorse. I was like, oh shit, I spent $550 for this thing, and yikes. But it turned out that it's about the best thing I ever got. So I have already, I have to do 30 of this one unit that I can't talk about, and so I've probably cut 200 of these, which are about this long, and 100 or 200 of another shape, and just a whole bunch. And you're just basically just like a regular wooden chop saw, wham, 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 and it's a done deal. So what we've got here now is, I want to just kind of mark where my turf is here. And let's actually center it. There's where I want to cut, approximately. We're going to put glasses on because, man, this thing spews metal everywhere. Glasses and headphones. Or in this case, a shield and headphones. And basically what I did is I set it up in the saw so that it's directly at the bottom of the circumference of the saw. Right there. And then got it square. Maybe I should bring you in here a little closer so you can see. How about that? Let's come down a bit. There. Oh man, look at that. You're right on the money there. Okay, so, and let's bring it in much closer, because I want to show you how I set this up. Okay, we're tight. We come down. Oh, you can't see it though. All right, let's come down. We're going to get this. Yeah, now you can see it. So, there we go. Just go to the bottom, not cutting the bottom edge. Now, I measured it, and if I take that cut line and take it to this edge and just put it in the center of this edge, cut again. One more. All right. Then we just take that, and I'm going to do it inside here. Of course, I wouldn't do it here except for demonstration purposes. And then just pull it up, and it pulls right in where it wants to go. And I think we're going to have to take it out to get that final 90 degrees. There's the 90. Well, that's a little over 90. We'll come back just a little bit and weld it up. And we'll just weld up this inside edge. And I might even leave this part unwelded, because it looks kind of cool. But we'll figure that out later. So we got, I did one already, we got 4 more to do. Well, I did 2 already. We got 4 more to do. Okay, so what we've done is we built ourselves a temporary jig, and of course this jig is breaking. This one didn't attach, so we're gonna go ahead and throw another little tack on there. That's better. And what this is doing is keeping, oops, that one didn't attach either. Okay, come on. It's not quite enough of a bead. Okay, and that keeps us at a 90. Now what I want to do, now that I think I'm just going to leave it in there, oops, next one up, and I want to come in and just fill in this part here, and this will hold it in place. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take this 6 of these and put a groove in each one of them, 3/4 inches, and that is a 3/4 inch mill bit, and we will work it from here up, because here up has hardly been used, and we're going to work it back to some level and then test it out and see how this thing looks and go from there. All right, so let's go ahead and work it back and see what we come up with. And we want to tighten. Okay, that's our first one. And we got 6 more, or 5 more. So there's our notch. The circle is going to come through. Ouch! God damn it, it's hot. I should have guessed that. Circle is going to come through there. I'm probably going to have to do something with that cap right there, but we'll figure that out later. And then the circle will come through here too. Perfect. All right, so we've got one complete. Here comes number 2. Okay, so we just experimented by rounding off the inside of that arch where it was welded and it looked so ugly, and it looks a little better. So what we're going to do is bring our stop up to this, tighten it up. We're all set. In fact, I'm going to lock all my gibs and bring this down just a little bit more. Okay, and then take this one out, and you know, it's not totally done, but you know, I didn't want to weaken it, so I think that looks pretty good. So we'll put the next one in and see what we come up with. And then just go straight down. Thinking we can get just a little further in. Let's try it. looks better. Let's have a look at it and see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It might even be able to go this way just a little bit. I think we still got a lot of strength. All right. Try it again. Much better. Much better. We're gonna zero all of that out. And look at that. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's gonna be good. And it's still got super strength to it. Okay, so that one. Let's put this one back in and recut it. Well, Nick Collier here again. It's early in the morning, and we are continuing with this because it's kind of exciting, and I'm having a good time here. So we're going to cut the tips off of both sides of this piece to get the exact lengths, and let's just get started. Okay, and we wanted 15.5 inches from here to here, and from here to here we want 10 inches. So we're going to reset and go from there. Somewhere in that general area. I'd say that's just about perfect. Look at that. Oh. All right, let's bring our stop in a little closer. And since it's going to be closer, we're going to want to break this weld. A little dinky spot weld like that, and I cannot break it. Now I can break it. Maybe. All right, let's cut some steel here. Well, typical for my little Harbor Freight bandsaw, which works just fine, it doesn't cut exactly a square edge, no matter what you do. In most cases, that's no big deal. In this case, even though it's probably never going to be seen, I want to square up that inside edge because it's going to be visible if somebody happened to look. And, you know, it's just going to take a second, just kind of. And I set a stop so I don't have to measure it or anything. That's good. And we've got a few more of those and we're set to go. Well, hell, I got so excited about doing this, I forgot to hook up the camera, and it's been, you know, hours and hours, and we've gotten a long ways. But I think what I'll do is just kind of bring you in, and probably this is going to happen on a regular basis as I go further and further. So we'll just step in from time to time, see how far I've gotten and see where I'm going. So I'll bring you in a little closer and we're going to see what we got going here. All right, well, the last time we looked at this, I believe there was a big support in here for the old saw and a couple of other things, and I cut that whole section out, and then I took some of the scrap out of that and built a support. Now what the plan is to come in, and I've got it ordered, I got a sheet metal guy doing it for me. He's going to make me a pan for this whole thing that's going to come up about 3 or 4 inches, and it's going to have about 3 inches of water in it. And so whatever gets welded goes into the water. And that should be enough to kind of keep things from splattering all over the place. Now the other thing I did is I came in here and I took a couple of pieces of angle iron and welded them together and made a Z shape. And what I'm going to do is come in with some pieces of flat bar and come in about every 2 inches and do a grid for the top of the welding table. And then, and at the same time, these will all be welded together, and this will be a frame that I can literally lift out. And the other part is that I'm going to weld the Z so that each one of these segments lifts out and slides back in, so that when I burn one of them out, or I have trouble with one, or I end up cutting it in half, I can just pop it out, put a new one in. So that pretty much brings us up to speed here. What I've done here is, what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and weld these corners together and see how the thing's gonna fit, and see if I can get it in and out pretty easily. Okay, we've got the cage somewhat assembled. Getting these legs to square up was, it took probably about an hour. I figured I'd save you the watching time of dinking around with this thing. But I tack welded in the center here. We've got everything pretty well set up. It's square to the center, or the spin. These are almost square. I think what I'm going to do, we're going to come in close. I'm going to show you a little different thing here. So I was going to braze this connection right here, and I may still do that, But there is just enough material right in here where I think I could get myself well, it's 3/4 of an inch, so I could get a 3/4 inch bead going in the inside here. It won't show, you won't be able to see it, and one on top and one on the bottom, and up on top here, and I'm going to swing you up, 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 up. There it is. We'll do the same thing, except we'll only have one, and then I might come in on top here and put a little cap on that and weld that in too, and that'll give us plenty of strength. I mean, really, the strength is in the circle, and this is pretty much just kind of holding the circle together. So I think that's the direction I want to go. And so far, I think we've got ourselves a nice little carousel here for Almond guy. And we'll be back. I'm going to go have a little breakfast, maybe take a walk, enjoy the morning. Okay, Nick Collier again, and we're going to continue working with this little cage project here. A little fine adjustments, a little bit of welding. We're going to get this thing all kind of buttoned up and ready to go. Well, not go, but ready to go to the next step. So stick around. We're going to have a little bit of cage fun. Okay, well, Nick Collier here, and we are still working on this thing. I don't think we've done much to it for about a week. Other things to do. But we put the tub in it yesterday, and it fit nice and snug, which is what we want. And now we're going to take it for a test spin, and let's see if we can spin it around here. I've got a RPM counter that reflects off of this little piece of tape right there. So we're going to crank this up and test the RPM, see what's going to happen. All right, let's plug her in, see how it spins. Looks pretty good. Oh, hang on. Got just temporary wires here. Okay, all right, we smoked it. Let's get a little tape on that. Everything's okay. Got heated up a little bit. No big deal. Alright, little electrical tape. Looks like we're rubbing up against here, so we're going to bring our wire over here so it doesn't rub. And I think we've got it. Make sure that ground isn't grounded out. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. Too much reflection off of the entire mechanism. So first thing we want to do is get this thing more solid. There we go. And what are we going to put this on? Well, I'm thinking the stainless steel is just too much reflection. So here's what we're going to do, just temporarily. We're just going to run a piece of tape around this one section. There we go. Put our little reflector right on the tape. Give that a try. I can't get it to calm down. So we'll take the tape back off. And we're gonna have to find some other way of testing this. And in the meantime, we've got, we'll take this thing off so that we don't accidentally fry ourselves again. And in the meantime, what I have to do is build a cage around this, and to keep fingers from getting caught in it, and keep people from getting hurt. So what I've done is I've made a larger hoop that goes over the top of the whole thing. And what we're going to do is take this larger hoop and bring it down here. And it looks like it sits pretty nicely right on the edges of the feet. So what I think I want to do is I want to come up from this part of the leg and just bring a strap or a piece of material out so that this can land on it. I mean, it doesn't have to go all the way to the floor. In fact, I don't want it to go all the way to the floor because I want to be able to sweep underneath at a later date. But, when things get dirty. But at this point, we're going to put just a perpendicular arm coming up here on all three legs. And we'll be back.